So very excited to chat to you guys today. Digital literacy is the thing I am most passionate about. My name is Tracy. I'm all the way from South Africa. You can see that I'm getting a little bit cold at the moment because this weather is a bit crazy. But digital literacy is very, very close to my heart because I focus on user adoption, I focus on training, and I also help companies with their 365 strategy, right? And everyone says, how do we get that right? What is that secret ingredient to get people to use the products? I mean, we can make Teams more purple. Are they going to use it? Can we make SharePoint more blue? I don't know. Is that going to get us user adoption? I don't think that's the right approach to take. So a couple of years ago, I started doing a lot of research into training and why it is that I felt that training was failing. So I've been a SharePoint trainer for many years, and I realized that I would see the same faces in my training. They would keep on coming back, and I thought maybe I'm a bad trainer. So, you know, I'd drink a bit in the garden and feel sorry for myself, wondering whether it is actually that I'm a bad trainer. But I then realized that we were busy adding technical skills on top of foundations that didn't exist. So I was giving SharePoint advanced training to people that suck at using their computers. That's a problem, okay? So I started focusing on what I think the foundation should be. And I really, really like this methodology is the 8 pillars of digital literacy. I did not design this, people. I just drew the picture because this really resonates with me because it's Office 365. If I look at this 8 pillars of digital literacy, that's absolutely what Office 365 gives us, or Microsoft 365. Helps us be more creative, helps us collaborate better, helps us communicate better. Even helps us with e-safety, things like passwords in your OneDrive files and being able to lock things down and say links only available for a couple of days. These are the things that it is that helps us quite a lot to build digital literacy. So just like the lack of digital literacy actually affects user adoption for 365, so 365 also helps us to build digital literacy, which is a bit of a catch-22, I think. So without the one, you don't have the other one, right? So that's a bit of a tricky thing. So if I look at this digital literacy then, the way that we approach it at companies when we're going to companies is we don't sell a new product. I don't say, hey guys, we're launching Teams or we're going Office 365. We invest back in the users. We say that, guys, we want everyone to have the digital passport. We want people to be a digital citizen, right? And to be a digital citizen in this world of ours, we need a couple of skills, okay? It's not just technical skills. I can easily say that about 70% of our skills shouldn't be technical skills. It's actually the more, and I don't know why they call it soft skills. What a sad thing. What a sad waste of a good word to call it soft skills. Because that just makes it feel like it's not important, and I don't get that. It's one of the most important skills we can have. I mean, even if I think cultural and social understanding, let's think of how we've been able to, in Skype for Business for many, long time already, have conversations with people who speak completely different languages. Isn't that the most beautiful way to be able to build a bridge between other people, other countries, other nations, cultures that speaks different languages? I mean, Bing Translator gives that to us. If I think with Office Graph and with Delve as well, how Delve allows us to get to know each other a little bit better. What is the stuff that Sandy works with? You know, what is it that Mark does every day? What does my team work with? What are they interested in if I look at our Delve programs? So these digital literacy pillars is extremely important for me, is to make sure that everything that we do in the companies feeds back into these pillars and make sure that we can actually help people build their soft skills. Because people with these, and man, I'm going to have to come up with a word for it, but people with the correct skills will adopt technology because they feel better about themselves. People with low esteems don't adopt technology. It's not got anything to do with how intuitive the design the software is, which I think is a challenge. So if we then think of it, I just want to move on to the next slide. And this is some research that I've been doing around what we all do every day. So I'm kind of convinced that we all have the same job description, right? We create stuff, we then really try hard to find the stuff again. We share the stuff, we try and protect the stuff, and we try and report on the stuff, okay? So all of us works with stuff, all of us works with data. And data has got a higher street value than oil or gold. So how is it that we don't focus enough on data? I mean, that's just absolutely crazy. So if we can focus on data, if I can pick one thing that I want to make people better at, then it's data. If I had to kind of like narrow this down and say, what do we focus on? How do we get people to be better at something? Then it's how they work with data. Not the program that they use for it, not the app they use for it, but physically how they work with data. How secure do they keep it? How fast do they find it? So I want to use an example of someone in the audience. Who's prepared to give me their name and be a victim for me? JP, I am going to use JP. So I'm IT help desk, right? And JP works from which department are you, JP?
Execution.
Execution. You kill people at work?
Yes, I do that.
Okay, cool. So JP is from execution, right? I'm in IT support. I don't even know where my phone is right now. We'll just make as if this is my handheld device at office. And my phone rings, and I go, hi there, IT help guest today. And he goes, hi, it's JP from execution. I'm like, put him on hold, and I'm like, I can't do this, people. I mean, this is why IT people drink, okay? I cannot do this. JP has phoned me like 3 or 4 times this week already. I'm so sick of this. That oak should not have a computer. I'm serious. We should just like face this. He should not have a computer. He keeps on logging calls for crazy stuff. I'm like, I just can't do this. JP is listening to him being on hold. Blue, 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 blue. He's like, doesn't know what's happening. So I take him off hold and I go, okay, just breathe. Like I'm on LinkedIn already looking for another job. I'm so over this. So I'm like, JP, so what is wrong? So JP says, I haven't been able to work for days. So that's something that end users do. They don't work for days before they log a call. But for days, they'll tell everyone how much IT sucks, okay? And their computer sucks. But they're gonna wait days. So I'm like, okay, JP, you have not been working for days. What's happened? And he says, someone deleted my Excel. I'm like, Because end users think that IT's got this shift that runs every Wednesday night at 12 that logs into people's machines and deletes their stuff for some odd reason because it makes us look special, and it's all lies, okay? So someone's deleted his Excel. I suspect that 1 of 4 things have happened, okay? I'm not going to tell JP that I know what has happened because with Office 365 and with Windows updates you actually don't know anymore. But I suspect 1 of 4 things. JP has either dragged that icon into another folder into between the millions of folders on his desktop, okay? Or he's accidentally clicked Control and Scroll, and now the icon is this big and he can't see it anymore. Or he's right-clicked and sorted it, and now it's alphabetical and it's not next to the PowerPoint icon anymore on the bottom left row where it used to be. Or he accidentally deleted the icon, right? Am I right, JP? Is that possible, one of the things? So this is something I want. This is something I want to ask you guys. Please be careful with how you speak to people. Words are weapons. You have no idea how words are weapons. The way we speak to each other breaks down self-esteem, okay? And low self-esteem, zero adoption. Let's get that out of the way, okay? So if I had to say to JP, now listen, JP, I know exactly what it is that you did wrong. Let's go and fix this. How am I going to make him feel? Inadequate? Stupid? He's going to be afraid to phone me again because I'm a bit harsh with him and I sound so clever and he feels stupid. That's why he waited days before he logged the call to get the courage up first to phone me because I'm so harsh with him. So normally I would log into JP's machine. I would go fix it for him. I'll remote into the machine. I'll go fix it for him, put the shortcut back. I mean, we've been doing that. We're all master shortcut putter backers for years already, aren't we? So JP sits back. He looks at the screen, go change, change, change. He says, geez, that Trace is a clever girl. That's why she gets the big bucks, you know. That's why that girl's in IT. Man, she's clever. That Excel just was back like that, like so fast. Did I really help JP? Do you guys think I helped JP? I didn't. I kept him nice and stupid the way I like him. So that tomorrow when he phones me again, I can complain about how irritated I am by end users. What I should have done is I should have said to JP, and I'm just going to go to my computer, I said to JP, press the Windows button for me. No, my sweetie, don't touch the mouse. Don't go to the button on the screen. That's not what I mean. Press it on your keyboard. And he's going to go, what button on my keyboard, Trace? He's like, how does she know this? She doesn't even see this. I'm like, I know. Press the Windows button on your keyboard. No, JP, don't touch the mouse because I know your hand's like doing this. It wants to go to that mouse, right? It wants to click on that mouse. Don't do it, JP. Don't do it. Type Excel. There's Excel. I'm like, don't go to the mouse. Don't go to the mouse, JP. Don't click the mouse. Press Enter. Stop using shortcuts on your desktop, JP. So the next time, he's going to go and look for a program instead of phoning me to log a call. JP, you can also search for files that way. You can also search for settings and things that way. JP's going to go, that's amazing, Trace. Did they bring out the Windows button when Windows 8 was launched? No, my sweetie. 1992, that's 26 years ago, okay? But no one's ever told JP about the fact that there's a Windows button. So if we don't have users that uses the basic skills of searching better, that's the same as using pluses and minuses in the browser. Suddenly everyone cries about SharePoint Online's display templates for search because the button for PDF isn't there anymore. I'm like, where does that come from? How do we cry about wanting to navigate to content? Why are we not teaching our users to use pluses and minuses to promote and demote parts of our search? That's also been used for years, but we've never taught our users to do this. So for me, the lowest form of the evolution of finding stuff, which thank you, JP, that I could use you as an example, is seeing. Is we put everything on our desktops, because if we can see it, we can find it. Isn't that true? That's like sticking everything on your car's roof without putting it in the car's trunk, because if you can see it, then you know where it is, right? That's the lowest form. The second form is navigating to stuff. So that double clicking through folders, we build these neurological folder paths to things so that we can find content again. That's crazy. We're dealing with too much information to navigate to content. I mean, that's just crazy. So we can't navigate to things anymore. We can't go control panel, printers, blah, blah, blah anymore. We have to start searching. So search, as I explained, Windows button and using pluses and minuses is what helps us. What would an example of discovery be? Can you think of an example of discovery in the tech that we use today? Delve. Example was me going to New York a couple of weeks ago, and I mean, there I am out in the city, no data, not swiping my card, I got cash on me. I go up to one of these little street vendors that sells food, okay, I buy food from the guy, I go back to my hotel, I've got an email that says, please rate our service. We don't even understand that tech is there already. I mean, the satellite knows wherever I am, even when I'm lost, okay? So that data gets sold, remember? I mean, all the time. It's marketing, but still. The technology that we're using, like Delve with Office Graph and things, tells us, are you interested in this? Is this the content you might be looking for? Maybe you could use Planner for that because it sees I'm sending myself emails all the time, you know? That type of thing. Our users are stuck there, which is sad. And no technology in the world is going to drag people in there. We have to go back and fix that little bit of a gap that we have before people can actually start adopting the latest technology. And I think that kind of sums up my craziness when it comes to what it is that we have to change. We have to give PC literacy basics back. Don't ask users because they don't know. People only know what they know. That's the biggest thing of all time, is you only know what you know. They won't ask for something if they don't think it's lacking. Don't think it's only end users that needs PC literacy training. Everyone needs it. It's unbelievable how we never ever fix that basis. So if we can just go back and we can look at these things and say, how do we invest back in our greatest assets, which is our users, then I think we'll win this battle, and we can use all the amazing technologies that we have to help us to get user adoption, but that's not the point. If you tell me that you get Office 365 to save money, I don't want to speak to you again, and you shouldn't be able to speak to your end users. I'm sorry, because that's not how we do this, and that's not why we do this. We're doing this because we want to help people. We're doing this because we want to enable people. That's the reason why we do this. So if you're talking another story, if you talk money, don't talk to end users. Rather let people like me talk to them. I'll fight with them, but I'll tell them the truth. So thank you very, very much. I hope that you've gotten something from this, and I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you, JP, for letting me use you as an example.